Okay, I'm live. I hope you all can hear me very well. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me? Is it clear enough? Is it clear? Okay, I think some persons can hear me. If you're coming in, like the live stream, like and share, okay? I'll be dropping the link for those of you that want to contribute. In case you want to contribute, I'll drop the link on the screen. Okay, I'm using StreamYard. Okay, it's clear. Thank you so much. I'm using StreamYard, so if you want to contribute, you can contribute to the show. I will drop my link on on the stage very soon, so that for those of you that want to watch, you can um that want to contribute rather you can contribute. Sorry. Oh my god, I've been so tired. I wanted to, in fact, I would have come on live, I think 1 hour before, but I had some things to do. Okay, so I just hope that I'm able to stream this particular. Okay, I just hope I'm able to finish on time today. All right, so the topic says that, okay, Mr. Xavier, good evening, you're welcome. I just saw your, okay, let me show you. I just saw your message now. Thank you for coming in. Happy Sunday to you. All right, so let me drop the link in case anybody wants to join. You can just hold on. Let me drop the link, then I'll share. I'll share the video. I'm trying to drop the link. Okay. Okay, I'll drop the link now. Okay, I think I've dropped the link. It's showing now. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me share on my community post. Right. All right. So I've shared the live stream. So today's topic says we're going to talk about the African countries in Miss Universe. As you can see, a lot of the candidates they have arrived Thailand. The competition started today officially. So Nigeria is already in Thailand and she has really settled in. There's a lot I want to clarify here because I'm just hearing for the first time that there's a Latin sorry, Miss Latin something something. In fact, let me let me go on to Yechi's page because Nigeria and Miss Latin America, they are roommates. They are roommates, yes. Her name is Yamilex Hernandez, I mean Hernanda, something like that. Sorry, I'm not good with pronouncing names that I'm not so sure about. And she is Miss Universe Latina. Like I don't understand. When did they do this? Have this pageant called Miss Universe Latina? I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying that they are not, Universe Latina and Miss Universe Nigeria are both roommates. Okay, they've been paired together to stay in the same room. I'm just saying about this for the first time. I'm like, what is Miss Universe Latina? I don't know how they came about this. So if they're having Miss Universe Latina, that means they should be having Miss Universe Africa now, or Miss Universe Europe, or Miss Universe Oceania. I don't really understand. I think if you are rewatching and you know what how this thing works, just let me know because I'm kind of confused here. Which one is Miss Universe Latina again? What is happening to this thing? It's not showing. Okay, I'm back now. Sorry, I'm back on stage. Okay, so I think I'll put it on stage now. All right, so like I said, the candidates are already in Thailand. A lot of the African countries have arrived Thailand, and I think it's just few persons that are yet to arrive. But I think I've seen a lot of African countries that have already arrived. So as it is right now, the competition has started, and there's a lot of things that went on today. I think they did some photo shoot today. They did some photo shoot. So probably they will now go into the orientation and all that. Okay, so they paired, like I said before the network glitch happened. They paired Miss Nigeria. They paired Nigeria and Miss Latina, whatever. What is it? Latina? What do they call it again? Latina, Miss American Latina. Be what? The name is so funny because I'm like, how come they have a Latina, queen separate from the other Latin countries? Because you guys know that Latin countries comprises of, Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina, those countries that speak Latin. So why are they now having a separate Miss Universe Latina competing with them in the same pageant? I don't know. I don't know what is happening, but it doesn't really make sense. Okay. So if you have any cultural opinion, please let me know in the comment section. Then also I heard something very, 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 very funny as well. Um, can you hear me, please? I hope I'm clear. All right. So apart from that, there's something else I heard, about the candidates and voting and all that. I heard that my partner, okay, who is that? Happy Sunday. Somebody said Happy Sunday. Okay, 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 Mr. Xavier. All right. Okay, you are the one. I thought I saw the comment. Okay, I saw the comment. I'm seeing it here as well because you said this is a very sensitive topic. No, it's not sensitive. It's just like I want to know like when did this whole thing start? Because I'm just saying about this for the very first time. And if they are having a Latina contestant or Latina contestant separately, then why are other continents not doing the same thing? Because if they're having a Latina, then why are we having Argentina, having Venezuela and all the Latin countries still participating? It doesn't really make sense. So they should try and expatiate. Then for me personally, I feel like it doesn't make sense because I don't know what she's going to represent at the end of the day when the other countries are there, you know. And before I go down to the topic of today, because is I have a lot to say, but I want to just quickly say that there's something I saw about the contestants and voting, and they said that one of the contestants with the highest vote, will be with Papa Nawat. They will have a dinner with Papa Nawat. I'm like, is that not what happens in Miss Grand? And I just quickly remember that Nawat is still Nawat is the creative director of Miss Universe. So probably he has inculcated or he has added, those things that they do in Miss Grand to Miss Universe. So they are saying that the contestants with the highest vote in something, 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 something will join Nawat in the dinner. I'm like, this is not Miss Grand, this is Miss Universe. Why are they canvassing for votes for the candidates to have a dinner with with Nawat? I don't understand where that is coming from. And popular blogger Luis Botele said it in his Instagram post. I'm like, and I went out to see the post. And the post was the statement was posted in Miss Universe Thailand page. So I'm like, what is really happening? Ever since Nawat took over the Miss Universe Thailand franchise and also being the creative director of Miss Universe, a lot of things have really, really changed. So I feel like this is just the beginning. There's so many things that are going to add to this pageant that has Miss Grand whatever inside. So for me, I feel like that is more or less like you're robbing you're robbing off votes, because I don't see any reason why they will having dinner with Nawat. Is Nawat the CEO of Miss Universe? Why would they be having dinner with him? Anyway, I don't know. Allegedly, it might not be confirmed yet, but I feel like we should just talk about it. Might not be confirmed yet, but I feel we should just talk about it because it's not fair at all for them to be voting, voting for the queens or the candidates to have a dinner with Nawat. Like seriously, how is that possible? Nawat is not the CEO of Miss Universe now. I'm sorry. Yes, he's not the CEO of Miss Universe. So why are they having dinner with him again? That's from his grand, okay? So I just want to, talk about that. Then also a lot of, the African countries, like I said, they've been doing way, 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 way more than they've done in the past. Aside from Olivia Yes, that a lot of persons have been criticizing and saying that she's doing more than herself, she's doing over Sabi. She has been in Thailand for like 2 weeks now before the pageant starts. So she has been visiting a lot of places in Thailand. And I heard that she's the tourism ambassador of Ivory Coast. So I think that is like two different offices she's handling. You are a tourist ambassador of your country, and you are also a beauty queen. Those are two different, different offices or two different duties. So I think she's trying to like, intertwine them or whatever together, which is not supposed to be so. But all the same, I think Olivia Yes is actually, putting herself out there because, of course, she wants to be recognized. She wants to, make an impact in Thailand, and she's really doing a good job at that. But I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are saying she's overdoing it. She's overstepping her boundaries. A lot of people are, coming up with their own narratives. But I feel like, if it falls within the scope of what you can do as a beauty queen is fine. But if it's against your scope, then that is where the problem lies. Because as a beauty queen, you have your scope of work, your scope of duties. You can't exceed it. You can't exceed that the scope that you have. So I don't know. She should be able to differentiate her office, as an ambassador of tourism for our country and also as a beauty queen for our country, because they are two different offices. Okay, so she can't join. She is not something she can work on together because you are there for a competition. You should face or you should focus on what you are there for. All right. Okay. So at that point, I want to also talk about Miss DRC Congo. That's how I was on social media because I have to keep up with these queens. It's very, very important. If you don't do it, nothing to talk about because gist plenty. Gist plenty, well. So that's how I was on this on social media trying to keep up with what is happening with the queens, and I saw that Miss DRC Congo went to visit some schools in Thailand and was giving out charity. You give out some monies and all. I'm like, I don't understand. Though. A lot of them are not doing more than they ought to do. They are going beyond the scope of what they, if you have been called or if you are representing your country international stage, I think there are some things that you ought to know. There's some attitude or there are some things that you ought to do. But at the same time, I don't know if it's within their scope. But so me personally, from coming from my own knowledge of what all these things, how it works, I feel like when you're a beauty queen of your country, I think you should carry out charity works in your country. Except maybe you now win an international competition, then you can now travel and go to different countries and represent the organization, your international organization. But you're representing DRC. That what are you going to schools to go and donate money and donate charity for? I don't understand. Is it that they're because they're not doing more than they ought to do. They are overstepping their boundaries, and that is why a lot of all these pageant bloggers, all these Latin American pageant bloggers are, focusing on the African countries, but they feel like most of them are doing more than they ought to do. They are trying to steal the spotlight from the Latin American countries. Because you guys know Latin American bloggers, they like, talking about their people, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm focusing on the African countries, but when I see things like this, I have to, no, I have to tell them to draw the line. You have to draw the line when it comes to beauty pageant, when it comes to the scope of what you can do, because you're representing your country. So you are acting as on behalf of your country, but that does not mean that you should not go and leave your jurisdiction of your country and go to another country where you are supposed to go for competition and start doing charity work without the consent of, I don't know if she had the consent of the organization. I don't know. Please, you guys should lecture me, or let me know if I'm stepping out, if I'm not, if I'm stepping out, if I'm talking out of line. But I want to just know, I want to be clear about something. Now that DRC Congo is now going to schools in Thailand and giving out funds, doing charity works, is it part of her work as Miss DRC Congo, or is it part of her work as a contestant in Miss Universe? Because I don't know all these things. I don't understand though. Actually, for me, I feel like she's doing too much. They are doing too much, and I don't know who told them to do all these things. There are so many countries here in Africa that are having issues. When it comes to financial aid. How can they just face the African countries and leave other people alone? Thailand, they don't. Thailand, I'm sure they have the government, and they have people that should do that. They have their government is there. So why are you now overstepping your bounds and doing oversabi, going to schools to donate money when your country you have not done same? I hope she has done same in her country. Okay, let me add Mr. Xavier to stage. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right. So
Hello.
we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, go on. We can hear you. You're
Oh,
welcome. You're on stage. Stage.
yes, my apologies. Thank you for having me on your show. Um,
You're welcome.
it's pageant season. Before I contribute, I was wondering why, Miss Earth, they don't have that much coverage like the other pageants, like the Miss Universe, even pre-arrival. Miss Earth has been going on for the past 3 weeks. I think they are covering that in the Philippines, but they don't seem to have enough coverage for the people. I know they are doing water group, fire group, and all this group and all this group, but even the cameras are very not showing the faces of the girls or what they are doing. So I'm just wondering what's going on with Miss Earth and why you are not covering that much. Perhaps because there are not much coverage for it.
I think so. I think so. I feel like although I'm following up with what is happening, I think they had the preliminary competition yesterday, or if I'm not mistaken, over this weekend or Friday or Saturday. I think they had the prelims. I watched Nigeria's performance. I feel like there's, like you mentioned, there's not enough coverage coming from the Philippines, and I'm very shocked because Philippines, is a pageant country, so I don't know why they're not having that much coverage this time around. And I think that's been something that has been reoccurring. Is not like it's a new
Exactly.
thing. Over the years, they've not really had that much coverage.
Exactly. But if they know they could not cover the pageant, all they needed to do was not to host it. They should have given it to a country, maybe countries who are hungry to host, and that will give those countries the opportunity to, have that exposure for their country because they are actually not really covering that Miss Earth. They are not. And then the few stuff they did yesterday was just the camera angle is so bad. I remember the Philippines once hosted Miss Universe on 2 occasions, and there was enough coverage for like 5 years ago or thereabout. But this Miss Earth is just, and Miss Earth, if you ask me, apart from Miss World, that's the second written patent because those girls are actually doing a great job with, the environment, the community, the people, the trees, global warming, and all that. So I'm thinking that that's a pageant they should give a much more coverage, even more than Miss Universe, honestly speaking. Any-
Yes, I think it has to do with the organizers of the pageant. And I don't think they're not up, they're not even on YouTube. Like they don't really show most of their competitions on YouTube. It's just based on what the pageant bloggers over there in Philippines, whatever they show, that is what we get to watch. Because it's just bits and bits and bits and bits of the competition, the sub competition, because they have a lot of sub competitions, like you mentioned, Miss Earth Air, Miss Earth Water, and all that. They have a lot of sub competition. So I think it's the kind of coverage of what we are getting out from Philippines that we're working with. So I think Philippines at this point they are struggling. In terms of economy, it's not that strong. So I feel like they should try to like you mentioned, they should change the host country to someone somewhere else. They can go to the
That's
Latin
that's
American, the Caribbean or Europe or maybe somewhere else in Asia, but not Thailand because Thailand is Thailand has been hosting most of the pageants. So I think they can choose other countries. I don't know why they don't really host pageants in Australia because I feel like at least Australia is a continent on its own, and I think they can host the pageant since they have wildlife conservation centers and all that over there in Australia. So I don't know, just a suggestion, but I feel like it's the major thing is with the organizers. They need to do better.
I think Australia really don't want to host international pageants. You know why? Because of their issue with the Aboriginals. The Australians are not the original the Aboriginals. And if international organization will go to Australia, they will be able to find out what they have done to the Aboriginals. It's just that when they were hosting pageants, international pageants in South Africa, that was why they stopped giving them the right. During Mandela, you see that they were hosting a lot of international pageants in Sun City in South Africa, but then it did expose all those appetite and all those things and all those struggles they have. So Australians are actually now hosting an international pageant, an international competition of any form because they don't want to expose the Aboriginal, the policies against the Aboriginals of the land. Because in the year 2000, when they hosted Sydney, Australia Olympics, there
Olympics,
was
yeah.
the Sydney, Australia Olympics in Sydney. There was one Aboriginal whose name is Catherine Freeman. She was running the 400 meters. They actually made the competitors against Catherine Freeman to leave the camp so that Catherine Freeman can win the 400 meters Olympics. Now she's a politician speaking out for the Aboriginals. So if the girls that were better off than her stayed in the Olympics games, they would have defeated her. They wouldn't have been able to have an Aboriginal in the political setting. But they made those girls to leave so that Catherine Freeman can win. After that, Australia has decided not to be hosting any international competition because it shines the light on what has been done to the Australians. But that's, by the way, let's talk about the pageants now. Now,
Mhm.
to Miss Universe, my opinion, again, we are just airing our opinions. Everybody on the platform have the right to air their opinion. I would
Definitely.
talk about the Miss Nigeria departure, Onyinyechi. I'm disappointed
Yes.
in what she's wearing.
Yeah,
I
I
am,
saw your comment shortly before I came on live. Yeah.
yeah, I'm highly disappointed. Listen, that girl has a peculiar kind of body, a peculiar kind of shape, and it's difficult to be able to style somebody like that. Um, she needed to be going for A-shaped dresses, A-shaped dresses not from the waist but from her bust area because her hips is she squared from her hip down, her waist down to the hips. So it's difficult to be able to give her a particular outfit to wear. I'm surprised that since she had won the Miss Universe Nigeria, her stylists have not been able to say, hey, this is what goes well with you, and this is what goes well with you. If you want to wear a corporate dress, there are lots and lots of corporate dresses she could have chosen to accentuate her body. Anyway, she's already there. I saw your comment on she and Laos and some other two other girls. I wrote that they are the clappers bunch. The white suit she's wearing is even flattering. Anyway, she's going to be a clapper. That's me. She can pull a surprise, perhaps, but for me,
She does have heart too.
yeah, for me, she's the least from the African continent, even about the least in the entire universe. I'm disappointed that Civil God should not have been able to study the terrain and be able to send a girl that was going for Miss Supernatural. uh, for Miss Universe and swap her for Miss Supernatural. Since she's very intelligent, she's able to gain points by doing super chats. And then this other girl is able to, use her beauty. I did you see the swimsuits and pictures that Miss Supernatural released? Do you see her body? Do you see her legs? Onyinyechi does not measure.
Yes, I saw the swimsuit. She wore a gold swimsuit, very beautiful.
Yes,
Yes, I saw
what
it.
Miss Universe wants. But this organization still do not understand the term of this pageant after 40 something years of their existence. So Silverbird is doing a very, very terrible job. Silverbird is doing a terrible job regarding sending
Telling you,
this.
I wish you can take over the helms of affairs there.
I wish if I had the money, I have the exposure, I have the knowledge, I will be able to. But the truth is that if even if they want to sell the commercial aspect of that pageant to somebody to handle for them, it's going to be extremely expensive because they will tell you that they have been in the game for the past 40 years, they understand it,
Exactly.
but they don't even know it. They don't understand what is going on with the pageant.
Exactly.
And back to the bloggers. To the African girls, like based on your topic, being under attack or not being under attack. I I I differ. I will tell you why I differ. The pageants game like football. Do you know in football, fans they beat each other, they stab each other in the stadium, they fight.
Yes. Yes.
If you watch the
Yes.
Premier League or
They do support, it's against the rules. They have
exact
to. Yeah.
supporters in football, they fight. Whether it's
And
Italian
it's even a yellow card or a red card, depending on the type of foul.
exactly. But we are not even talking about the people competing now because in the pageant, the girls will talk about sisterhood and love and all that, even though there is a cat fight going on, but they still come to lie to us about the sisterhood.
Yes,
But
of course.
I'm talking
There's
about
a
the
lot going
fan
on.
base. Like I'm supporting Manchester and you are supporting Juventus or something. The people
Or
fight
Arsenal
in
or Chelsea.
exactly. So these people, that's how the pageant game is. Like they will say that the Miss Universe pageant is the Olympic of all pageants. I don't believe. I think the Miss World pageant is the Olympic of all pageants, and I think
Exactly.
Miss Earth should rate more than Miss Universe. Not because that the Miss Universe girls are not the prettiest. Why are they the prettiest? Or they are not plastic. Why are they the plastic? Because the Miss Universe pageant it's a commercial pageant. It's aesthetics based because they are commercial girls, they are high fashion, they are editorial girls. So that's why the physical look and some intellect is necessary to be able to promote whatever commercial they are
Necessary.
promoting. Exactly. But the Miss World pageant and the Miss Earth pageant, the Miss World pageant, it's directed to humanity, to human cause. They work with the Red Cross, they work with humanitarian causes where there is earthquake and where there is all those things. So that's why the Miss World pageant happens to be, in my opinion, the Olympic of all pageants, and that is why they still remain the best pageant till tomorrow. I think after the Miss World pageant, the Miss Earth pageant, and the Miss Echo pageant should rate more than the Miss Universe pageant because these girls they contribute to cases affecting humanity, the earth, sun, the ecosystem, the cleaning of the water, the cleaning of the air, the purification, planting of trees, and all these good things that it's a contemporary issue affecting the
Yes.
world, you
Yes.
know, quakes and cyclones and people who are less privileged. That's why I feel
Exactly.
should be given to. Go ahead.
Okay, no, please go ahead.
Yeah, that is why I believe that coverage should be given more to Miss Earth, coverage should be given more to Miss Echo, coverage should be given more to Miss World. Unfortunately, the commercial pageant, which is a Miss Universe pageant, is the one getting all the sponsorships and getting all the commercial whatever. But at the same time, people should be able to ask themselves this question: why are we supporting so much of the Miss Universe pageant when this pageant is really not contributing nothing to the society? If you go to all the countries in the world, you will see, the charity work for all the Miss World girls, the things they do in their country, the trees they planted, the charity organizations they have, how they help out with the Red Cross and all that. But the Miss Universe uh, pageant girls, they don't have this much of a charity work. So why are people supporting more of a plastic pageant than people who are contributing to the world? So when it comes to this attacking of this continent or not attacking of this continent, I just feel that if the African girls, the colored girls, the pageant girls from the African continent, if they want to build their support bases, they should know how to go about it. They should be able to speak to their organization to say, hey, we need support. For example, this girl traveled. How many people were at the airport with her? Go check the departure and the arrival of the other guests. Some country brought bands. They gathered people on the street to come and escort their queens for this pageant.
Exactly. She didn't post her airport pictures. She didn't post her airport pictures on here. I was even shocked why she didn't do that.
So you see that the other countries are pumping so much money to promoting their girls, bringing bands, whether it's their Salvation Army bands, whether it's paid people on the street to fly the flag of their countries to go for Miss Universe or Miss World, and your country is not getting it, and you expect to get the same coverage and the same support that these other countries that are sinking a lot of time and effort, not even the money, in the Miss Universe crowning, you will see where hundreds and tens of people are gathered on the street in the Philippines, in Thailand, people covering, and they're watching them, what they do, even from their own homes. It's not like that in any of the African continent nations.
Exactly.
Why are they complaining about it? Exactly. Why are they complaining? There is no need for a complaint. All you need to do is come out and support your candidate. If your candidate is doing well, you support your candidate. I'm not putting any nice comment for Miss Nigeria because I'm disappointed in her. I'm supporting the people I'm supporting. I'm not supporting her because she's not up to par. Why would you support somebody who's not putting any effort, who is not interested, who doesn't want it? I will support people who put in effort, people who want it because they deserve it, they merit it. What is her charity? Did you see her charity work?
I've not seen her video, her introduction videos or her charity. I think she's all about women empowerment. I think that was one of the things she had
And how did she?
for even before she was crowned Miss Universe.
What organization did she work for with women empowerment? How many organizations?
She has been visiting schools. I've gone through her profile. This period, as in, she has gone through. She has visited some schools. Before she traveled. She has, I think, about 2 or 3 schools where she, talk and did her normal, the charity work. They just donate some items and all that, and don't get to hear after that.
But the international organization will not be deceived by such visit. That's a visitation. That is not a charity work. If she's exactly, if she's about women empowerment, what she needs to do is open up an office where women can come for complaint, either for sexual abuse or domestic abuse, or open up a vocational location with her beauty, with her connection, and she will rally the government to help her where women can go learn sewing, women can go learn hairdressing, women can go learn auxiliary nursing. That is women empowerment. You cannot tell me that you're going about women empowerment and you're going to schools for donations. You're not supporting the youth. They are two different things. So if you submit this project to the international organization, they're not going to even look at it because it's bullshit. It's contradicting what you're telling me. You're promoting this, but you are doing this. How many women has she empowered? You know, I'm not on your show to run her down. I'm not running her down. It's not the girl. It's Silverbird. It's the national franchise owner. It's
Yes,
the,
it's not really her. At the end of the day, we know how the politics works in Festival Bed.
Mhm.
Most times it's not really their fault, but they just have a little bit of like they just have a short time to prepare for the pageant. So I think if they had more time to prepare, she would have been able to expatiate more on her advocacies. But I think when you're being crowned, within that short period of time, you have just your own focus is just mainly on the international competition, how to go about things, navigate and prepare for the international competition. I think that's what they normally do. So when they come back from the competitions and they don't place, then you see them doing other things. So I don't know. It's still the same circle, still repeating the same circle. I just hope that this time around that Silverbird will also, go and lobby the way they did last year for Chidinma. So I just hope they do the same.
well, it doesn't matter now. Silverbird knows when to lobby. This girl does not. This girl does not have a story. Like they said, they
Okay.
they wrote they wrote on Chidinma's story of whatever happened in South Africa and all that. This girl does not have a story. She does not have the
Okay, they leveraged
looks.
on her story too.
Yes, she does not have the looks for it. And Silverbird, there
No,
are no
no, no. She's beautiful. She's beautiful, but there's some beauty that is conventional, and some beauty that is
well,
just the regular type. She's beautiful,
this
but there's I don't know. Chidinma
okay,
had that edge, that
this this
X
this
factor
girl
beauty. Yeah.
this girl is pretty. She's pretty. That's what you're going to say. She's clean and she's pretty. Beauty, it's divided into different forms. That's what people don't understand. You can be pretty.
Okay,
You
so
can be, you can be
categorize it then.
yeah, you can be extremely beautiful and at the same time plain. You can be very charming. You can be very elegant. You can be very alluring. You can be very seductive. So in all this category of beauty, she is on the pretty side. You say, oh, that's a pretty girl because she's clean and she's elegant.
Okay.
So you cannot overlook somebody who is very neat. She's neat looking girl and she's pretty. Does she have a beauty queen standard? Does she have the legs? Does she have that specific profile, facial profiles, or she has an almond shaped eyes, or is her hair? She's just pretty all put together. But you cannot pick out something out of her body parts to say, "Oh, I wish I have those eyes," or you say, "Oh, I wish I have those nose," or to say, "I wish I have those jawline." There is nothing if you separate her parts to say, "I wish I have." The girls who are pretty. Whether you're enhanced by plastic surgery or you're not enhanced with plastic surgery, we cannot, kick against girls that goes for surgery to enhance themselves. You know why? If the rules of the competition does not kick against it, we as the pageant fans cannot kick against it because we don't make the rules. The rules are the rules. Now, if they say Miss Universe natural looks, you can now say, okay, only natural girls can compete. But a pageant that you have men, is it Mr. Singapore or somebody from Singapore somewhere, is a man who is competing in it. There are no rules for them. So if you want to send someone to that pageant, you send somebody who have gone for plastic surgery, done hair implant or whatever. It doesn't matter. The pageant is a commercial and a plastic. I'm not going to waste my vote on that girl, but I wish her good luck. Is it all her fault? No. It's the fault of the organization that keeps sending these girls less prepared in a substandard manner. And I don't know. I truly don't know. Even the likes of Olivia Yese.
Anyway, I think this time around they went for her, her brains. They say she's very intelligent and all that. I don't know.
Where did she go for her training? Did she go to Thailand to train? Did she go to the United
No,
States
she
to
didn't
train?
train in Thailand. Of course, they use the local coaches we have here now.
Exactly. So even people know
I
that
don't
they
want
are
to call
looking
it, but the local coaches we have here, that's the same thing. They recycled process. So there's no difference.
ex-
There's no change.
exactly. There is no stopping the likes of the organization to call people like Lucille, not Lucille Love. There's a lady called Lucille who was working with the international part that teaches catwalk to come into the country to train her for 3 days and go back. Or now that she's going to Thailand,
Exactly.
send
They
her
can do
to
that. They have the money now. They have the funds.
exactly. They have the money. Send her to New York to train, and then from New York she travels, and her luggages will go to Thailand. But they're not doing all that. So I'm not
Yeah.
blaming the girl again. I'm blaming
Uh-uh.
the organization, and I don't want people to
Exactly.
play.
Definitely.
I don't play the race card. I don't like people when they play the race card. The law is the law. Don't play the race card. The rules are the rules. Don't play the race card. If your contestant is not up to par, do not complain that somebody said this or somebody said that. You are not preparing your contestant to be up to par. So it's not, oh, they are being attacked. No. I saw was the last competed Miss Grand. This girl, is it this girl
Miss
from
Grand,
Zimbabwe?
yeah, Miss Grand Nigeria. Did you
Is
watch
it,
the
is it
show?
exactly? Is it Miss Ghana and Miss Zimbabwe? They were standout, and the world supported them because they were well trained
Yes,
and
Miss
well
Ghana and Miss
prepared.
Gambia.
Exactly.
Yes,
Now, at the Miss Grand, no African was saying, oh, they discriminate against them because they were promoting the girls that were well prepared. Now, why are they now saying they're discriminating against them now when the only individual and some few individuals of the Miss Universe girls are prepared for it, and now people are complaining or wanting to play the race card? It's not true. Everybody can come and support their candidates, but don't play the race card. If the dress is nice, the dress is nice. You don't expect me to support Onyinyechi while somebody like Miss Chile is wearing a couture from Calvin Klein. Do you know how much couture will cost them? No, you don't expect me to support Miss Zambia when somebody
mm,
like Miss Ecuador is wearing Carolina Herrera to promoting them because their organization
yes, of
went to
course. You
Carolina
can.
Herrera for sponsorships. So they are promoting Carolina Herrera, they are promoting Kevin Klein, they are promoting Dolce and Gabbana because they went to lobby for it. But if your organization do not go to Carolina Herrera to lobby for it, you don't expect me to come and support you when what you're wearing is it's something that is maybe on the street of Yaba or somewhere in Balogun. You know, I'm not going to support you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the truth. It is a commercial pageant. If it's Miss World, where the attention is on charity, on humanitarian, we all talk about their beauty with a purpose. Nobody talks about what they're wearing, you know? But a pageant that is a commercial, editorial, pictorial pageant, artificial pageant. What we are talking about is plastic. What do you wear? What shoe? Whose handbag are you carrying? Whose hair are you
Yes.
wearing? Whose perfume are you
What
wearing?
shoes? What?
That is what this pageant is all about. The pageant is all about artificial stuff, plastic stuff. What cream do you use? What perfume? What wristwatch? Are you wearing an Omega wristwatch? Is it Swatch wristwatch? But if we are talking about Miss World, nobody cares if you're wearing diamonds or gold. What they're talking about is what is your charity work? What? How many people have
Mm.
you impacted? Did you visit the earthquake people? Did you visit the sick in the hospital? Are you supporting cancer? Are you supporting women? Are you supporting children? How many schools did you support? How many money did you give? How many whatever? But that is not what we are talking about here. We are talking about what are you wearing? Whose mascara are you wearing? Whose makeup are you wearing? You know, that is what we are talking about. So if you're going to send somebody, you send me somebody who can wear those things. Oh, her legs. Oh, her hips. Oh, her stomach is flat. Oh, she spends so much time in the gym. Oh, her body is toned. Oh, her eyes, her height. That is the height of the moment. People like artificial things. They don't like natural things. That is why Miss Universe gets more attention than even Miss Earth. People who are protecting their water, protecting the air. People don't care about that. They care about Dolce and Gabbana. They care about the bags because it's a
Exactly.
superficial world that we live in. I don't support. I'm not a fan of Miss Universe. I'm a fan of Miss World. I'm a fan of Miss Earth, Miss United Nations for promoting of peace and social causes. But we are talking about sending a candidate from Miss Universe, and you're sending me somebody who is less far. I'm not going to waste my vote. Even the votes on that what's it called now, Zetress or whatever. I was trying to vote yesterday. I couldn't vote. I was trying to download it. It's going to take you here. It's going to take you there. It's going to take you there. I don't
Okay,
know why. It's
which project is that?
Were you able to vote?
You were trying to vote.
I was trying to
Yeah, I
vote yesterday.
voted now. Voted on the app, Miss Universe app.
I was trying to do that. It's not giving me the leeway. Maybe they censor it.
Oh. Are you using USD or you're going to the app?
I'm going to the app. I was trying to do that. I will try to do that again and I support my candidate.
Please.
I'm not going to tell you my candidate, but I can tell you that my candidate is
Okay.
not Nigerian. She's not. You know, she's not. I'm not going to
Oh, I
support.
see. So you have your candidates already. So who are your candidates now from the African
I'm not
region?
going to.
Or
I'm
do
not
you
going
have
to.
candidates outside the African region?
I'm not going to tell you the pageant just began. When the pageant is concluding, I will tell you the people that are my candidate. And I overheard you saying who is Miss Latina again. I mentioned that to you. The Miss Latina representative is the representative they chose through the reality show pageant, which Miss Universe organization introduced last year, that all continents should be able to have a reality show to be able to pick one queen to represent that continent. Why they do that is because there are countries in different continents that don't have the opportunity to send in their queens. So the overall winner from that continent represents all that continental queens. So all the girls that went for me, it's not all the girls from the African nations that went. There are nations that didn't have enough money to go. So if they
Yes.
have
Yes.
if they have Miss Africa Universe, that individual represents the whole continent that could not go for Miss.
That go. Okay. Okay. I think is that. I don't know. It's anyway. I understand. I understand what you mean, but I feel like is she what's her I don't know. I still feel like it's still more or less like she's representing the Latina community, and the Latina community we still have a lot of Latina countries in the Miss Universe. So now she's representing the ones that were not able to participate. But I still
Ex-
feel like both of them are they already participate in Miss Universe. Like they always participate. I think they have the highest population in Miss Universe.
Okay, but they have the money, and this is
Okay,
the
I think they have
rules.
the money now.
Uh-huh.
Shoes,
And
the
this
telemundo is there and all that.
and this is the rules from the Miss Universe organization. So they have not broken any law, any rule, because if they have,
Yeah.
then
No, I understand. Yes, for them to be able to participate, for her to be able to participate, that means that is within is the new law of Miss Universe to allow
exactly.
the
So
yeah.
what people should do now is they should put up a program to promote Miss Universe Europe, Miss Universe Africa, Miss Universe Asia,
So Africa
Miss
should be gearing
Universe.
up now for Miss Universe Africa.
Exactly. They should produce one candidate they feel that okay, if you knock out all these other girls because they are not well prepared, at least there is one person that is well prepared that will be a mouthpiece for the entire Europe, the entire Africa, and they should produce the best girl. That is why they produce that girl. You see that she's very, very pretty, and she's prettier, and she's overshadowing the girl from her country of origin. So if all the Latino girls fails, she's not going to fail. She is beautiful. She is well prepared. Her clothing, her shoes, her makeup, her hair, her intellect, her charity work. Do you know what her charity work? She is representing the diasporas, everybody in the United States that are facing law, maybe with Donald Trump and all that. She is representing all colored people that are there legally or illegally. That is her charity. What charity work will beat that charity
Oh my
work?
God.
For example, what charity
Okay.
can beat that charity work. You see, they are smart. People should stop complaining. All they need to do is do and put in the work and learn. Oh, these people are way ahead of us. Let's learn from this organization. Let's learn from this group. When you don't know, you are quiet and you learn, and then you'll be able to put it through. So people should stop complaining and stop complaining. I remember watching live the Mr. International pageant that that
Yeah.
boy, not Emmanuel, the last
That's,
boy.
that's,
People were. It was only three people that were always supporting him. I kept quiet. Even from the beginning of the pageant, the organizers of the Mr. International had wanted that boy as first runner up alongside Philippines. They were putting the two of them, the Philippines, the Nigerian, and the Lebanese, the boy from the Lebanon. What happened when it comes to Q&A? The boy said, "Oh, leadership is not by force."
yeah, that was what really happened to him. The Q&A wasn't as strong as we're expecting it to be.
But everybody were
Yeah.
immediately he made those. Everybody came up to us saying, "Can you people shut the fuck up? That this Nigerian boy cannot even talk. He could not even speak." For once, people didn't attack me on air because they knew that was the truth. How can a boy representing an entire nation, and he said he's a lawyer? I was very, very and highly disappointed in him.
Yes, I saw it as a lawyer. I was like, wow.
And
And the question wasn't that difficult. At least he would have been able to expatiate more, because he just mentioned a few words and that was it. I was like, no, you'd have expatiated more on that.
exactly. Anyway, those are my few cents. Let somebody else contribute. Thank you for having me. So people should
So
stop
nobody
complaining.
on stage, we got you.
People should stop complaining.
There's nobody on stage. We can see you guys on stage now.
People should learn. People should learn
Yeah,
how to understand the kind of pageants they are going in. That the judging,
exactly.
the terrain for judging Miss World is not the same terrain for judging Miss Universe. Miss Universe is not the same thing as Miss Earth. Miss Earth is not the same as ECOWAS. All these pageants, or ECHO, all these pageants have what they represent, what they stand for, their contribution to the society. The Miss Universe pageant is a plastic pageant, is a superficial pageant, and they should leave and prepare their contestants for a superficial competition. If they want to go for charity, then they should talk about charity work. This is not a charity pageant. It's not a Miss United.
Yeah, the Universe is not a charity pageant. I don't think it's more of a commercial pageant. Like they do, it's more of like that is close to Miss Grant, the way it is.
So you think if I'm Kevin Klein, I'm Gucci, I'm whatever designer, and I'm sponsoring a particular girl, don't you know that I'm going to put 5 or 10 people to go online to defend that person? Because that individual is promoting my trade, is promoting my
Exactly.
customer, is promoting my work. These girls don't have any sponsors, not even Lush is sponsoring Onyinyechi's hair. So if Lush
It's
was
quite
sponsoring,
sad. They only end their sponsorship after the pageant ends.
exactly. If
They
Lush
don't
is sponsoring,
continue. They don't continue. It's not
they
good.
give, like the way you have a blogging and say, hey, we are going to give you 500,000 or 100,000 to be able to go on air and promote this girl because she's supporting our hair. But Kevin Klein has
Yeah.
money. Gucci has that money. Carolina Herrera has that money. So they will promote their girls. They will go and tear down any other contestant to be able to promote their cosmetics, to be able to promote their perfume, their diamonds. Do you know that? Do you know there are people that sponsor the diamonds these girls wear? They wear diamonds. They wear
Yeah.
water pounds. They wear opals, opec. They wear stones, precious stones, earrings, gold. What do you expect? I'm sending somebody that will wear my gold, and you think I'm just going to send her to represent an outfit, and I'm not going to get bloggers to promote her? I will do that. So that is what is going on. I hope people will listen to this. So, somebody once said to me, Oh, you
So
don't know
sad.
anything about pageants. You are outside the shores of the country. You don't know anything about Nigerian pageants. You're stupid. I started modeling at age 10 with people in pictures in London. I don't know before people in pictures. Yemi Fawaz. We were there. We were the first set of models for people in pictures. With with Gabriel Okoye and was this boy? Do you know who is Gabriel Okoye?
No, no, I don't know him.
Okay,
Was he a model or?
I will remind you. Do you remember the close up toothpaste advert in the
Close
90s?
to- I
Toothpaste
don't. I was
advert.
still young then now.
Go on whatever and
I think
Maltonic.
I
You will
a
see.
toddler in the 90s. I was a toddler in the 90s.
You will
So I
see
don't
me
think I know.
exactly. So people don't know. And somebody
Did
said,
he participate in a recent advert or commercial?
no, the close up advert was like in 1989 or 1990. So
Oh.
even so how come you thought that I knew so much about this pageant or Silverbird or Bianca and Regina and all that? Because we were in a modeling agency even before they became beauty queens at a very
Hmm.
small age. So you stay there and you see everything that, yeah, they were older than me in terms of age, but I was in the industry before them, because I was like a baby, a child model for clothing. So somebody said, oh, he doesn't know anything about project, and I said, look at this fool. And I put my comments, and I withheld it, because sometimes you say things publicly and then you withhold it, not because of anything, but because you don't attack people negatively, even though I'm being attacked, and I'm saying you don't even know. Silverboard was bringing in Suzette Charles. It was Suzette Charles that groomed Linda Chuba. It was Suzette
Hmm.
Charles that groomed Mary Biosa. She's your cousin. She was the first Nigerian. What's it called? She was the first continental
Mary
African
Beals.
queen. Mary Biosa.
I don't know.
1987. Go and check Mary Biosa. She was the first. And that's all I can just say on record. But she's your distant cousin. I'm just saying that so that you know. Mary Biosa. Mary and Judy Biosa. Okay.
I don't
So
know.
I'm telling you, you say you don't know, but I know. Okay, so Mary Biosa was the first ever Nigerian continental queen in 1987, Miss World. Go check her out. It was Susan Charles. Do you know who is Susan Charles? Susan Charles was the first winner to Vanessa Williams, 1984, the first ever Miss America. When Vanessa Williams was dethroned as the first black Miss America, Suzette Charles, who is an American Italian, took over as Miss America. She was the one working with Silverbird.
Yes, step down. Okay, yes.
Yes,
I remember Mr. Williams.
Charles was the one that groomed Linda. She was the one that groomed Mary. She was the one that groomed Omasha Bua. She was the one that groomed Bianca Ono for them to be able to do all this.
Oh, I see.
That was why, even in the 90s, these girls were placing. But
Yes, they were playing and they were phenomenal. In fact, till now they are still looking, they still look good.
exactly. So after Susan Charles saw that Regina was robbed, Susan Charles stopped coming. Yes, Susan Charles stopped visiting
Regina
Nigeria
Appiah.
because Susan Charles has told them, I want Regina.
What's happening? I think the network. I think it's network. I think it's network from your own end. Can you hear me? Oh, sorry guys. I think the network has cut him off, so he will be back very soon. So Mr.
Oh,
My
okay.
subscribers. Okay, you're back. Okay, welcome.
Yes, so that was
We can hear you now.
because Susan Charles told them, hey, listen, uh,
Yeah.
already rehearsed as a queen. Let me tell you, Bianca came to the camp of the most beautiful girl in Nigeria only 4 days. She stayed in the camp only 4 days. The other girls have stayed in the camp for 2
Wow.
weeks.
Only 4 days.
Exactly. Like I came to the camp
Wow.
only 4 days, and she became the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. So Suzette Charles was the one taking care of the girls, just the way Juliet Hagerman is doing that now, just the way Juliet Hagerman is doing that. It was Suzette Charles, and Suzette Charles was said, "How come Bianca disclaimer had, how do they say it now, allegedly, I'm speaking on this pageant now, this topic allegedly, so they don't come for your page allegedly. Susan Charles has
Legend.
told, how can this lady came within 4 days and won the pageant when there had been girls in this camp rehearsing and grooming for this pageant, and they did
Yeah.
not. The likes of Regina, the likes of there's Edith Keshi. I don't know if you know who Edith Keshi is. You remember, if you remember the
It is
footballer called,
Keshi. That should be from Delta too now.
you know, Stephen Keshi. Aha, Stephen Keshi
Yeah. Keshi.
had
Late Stephen Keshi.
exact
Former Nigerian coach and footballer. Yes.
footballer. Yes, Stephen Keshi, her younger sister from their Enuanity.
Oh.
You know, she's from Enuanity.
Mm.
Let's not say everything on recording. She Stephen Edith Keshi, Regina, Emma Ekpo, Dupe Miss Lagos. These girls were way more prepared than Bianca. But because Bianca was Miss Martini from London, she came from the college, Sussex
Yeah.
or Essex University, being
In London.
and she flew in and then she won the pageant. After that, she has transferred to Enugu. So there was a lot of Susan Charles had seen that and told them, hey, listen, I'm not going to work with the organization if this is what it's going to be. Now, the following year in 1990, Sabrina became the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. Edith came back for the pageant. She lost weight, she did everything, but at that time, Casey Jabari allegedly was working with Silverbird as what Anthony is doing now. Casey Jabari was working with Silverbird then.
Oh, he
And
worked with them. I remember him. He's a designer.
yes,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
Casey Jabari was working with Silverbird before his design went viral, you know. And
Mm.
Casey Jabari was Sabrina's boyfriend.
Okay.
Casey Jabari was Sabrina's boyfriend, and he was working in Silverbird. Edith came back, and instead of Edith winning, Sabrina Ume became the most beautiful girl in Nigeria because Casey Jabari was working there. So Silverbird has not begun their rigging of the pageant. Yes, Sabrina was more prepared because Sabrina has competed
They be rigging
in.
for no.
Yeah, no, she was prepared. You know why? Because now Casey worked internally with Silverbird, allegedly. So Casey understood that Sabrina was supposed to bring her own makeup artist. Sabrina was supposed to bring her own clothier. So with all
Yeah.
things that Sabrina brought a team of makeup, clothier, a team of whatever, Sabrina had to become the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. But in terms of the beauty, she was not supposed to. Sabrina became the most beautiful girl in Nigeria the same day she wrote her last papers in Unibank. She was writing.
Wow.
How can you win a pageant
Well,
the day the day you are
well,
writing?
is that possible though? Is that possible? Is that
Okay,
possible for a contestant to write exams and still participate in the pageant? I
exactly.
just
So she
yeah.
wrote her papers from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. They flew her from Benin straight to Lagos, and she became the most beautiful girl that same night, that same evening. How is it done? I can say the name. There is a professor called Israel Ekpe in the University of Benin because she attended the University of Benin and she was not in the Ubowa campus. She was in Ekewa campus because she read theater. Who said afterward that, oh, even Silverbird was coming here to pick Sabrina before the pageant day. They were going to wait for her outside. But Casey Jabari, Silverbird is going to send. Even Ben Bruce, they were visiting her in school before she became the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. That is how
They already have picked her now.
exactly. That is how corrupt Silverbird had been from day one. Allegedly, they will listen to this recording
Allegedly.
because that's what they did. That's what they did. I like Sabrina as a person. She's a lady with very intelligent and with personality. But what they did to Edith Keshi, could not be swept under the carpet because the same day
Yeah.
he was writing her finals was the same day she became the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. And the same night she won the most beautiful girl in Nigeria, the next day they flew her out for Miss Universe.
Hmm.
You see that?
For Miss
Yes,
Universe the next day. So she didn't
yes.
have time to prepare at all.
She only waved in the morning with Nico Shinawa. And not Nico Shinawa. They only paraded her in the vehicle because then if you become the most beautiful girl in Nigeria, you're going to stay in the convertible and they're going to drag you around the whole Lagos Island and you wave to the crowd as the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. Then they don't do it now, but then they will do it.
Oh,
She
wow.
24
That's
hours
interesting.
after the pageant, she flew out for for Miss Universe. That is why if you go watch Miss Universe 1990, Sabrina wore the same gown she wore for the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. Sabrina wore the same traditional costume she wore for the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. The dresses she wore at the Miss Universe pageant were the same dresses she took to the camp for the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. That is why she rated the lowest in the entire Miss Universe history. So if there were 90 contestants, Sabrina was 90 out of 90. Her score was
I see.
38. She scored least because the
Dominic.
organized pageants were watching, and it was Donald Trump. They were watching the same dress she wore for most beautiful girl, the same traditional costume, the same everything, because they flew her out of the country 24 hours after her nationals, and it
Hmm.
was 48 hours after her final exams. At the pageant, she didn't have the time to prepare for it. When she returned was when she had the time to prepare for Miss World, because it was really the winner that was going for Miss World and Miss Universe then. They saw that and they prepared her for Miss World. And what she won an award
Yeah.
in Miss World, Miss Personality, because she was prepared,
Okay.
her and all that and all that and all that. The only advert she did was with IKB, and she did that
Yeah.
advert. She did that advert and she was promoting IKB. I'm a model. I'm working with the leading cosmetics company in Nigeria, IKB product. Bianca also did whatever for IKB, but they had to take down the advert. You know why? Because she said, "Oh, I am the most beautiful girl in Nigeria, and I stay all the way because I use IKB product." And people attacked her. My mama fine past you. How you the most beautiful girl in Nigeria? How does this? And they took down the advert. So we were all there with the organization. You know why? Because when Yemi Fawaz became Queen of Models before she started People in Pictures, which was a modeling agency where I groomed in. She was Miss Ondo for Miss Universe Nigeria. Remember, uh, 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 Silverbird, Ben Bruce, and Angela Onyeda started the pageant as Miss
Yeah.
Universe Nigeria. So Yemi Fawaz was the second. She was the second group, or they were the first group that did Miss Universe Nigeria, and she was Miss Ogun. So Yami Fawaz was part of Silverbird from the beginning, and I groomed with People in Pictures. If you go online, there's this woman they call Fumi Nation. I don't know if you know her. She's a blogger. She also was Miss Model for
Fulmination.
People in Fumi Nation. Go check. She's based in London. She's still in London. She's Fumi Dasalovo.
Is it Fumi Desalu Vote?
Fumi Dasalovo. I know her in
Oh yes, I
person.
follow her on very
Exactly.
she was a
No,
former model. I follow her
yeah,
too.
she was older, but I know her in person because she was with People in Pictures.
Oh wow. I know she won a modeling competition back in Nigeria. Then when before she
The
left, yeah,
that modeling,
she
that, that modeling competition you're referring to is
yes.
modeling competition with Yemi Fawaz. It was called the Queen of Models, the Queen of Modeling
Okay.
competition. So she won the modeling competition with People in Pictures, which was the modeling agency I was with.
Oh, I see.
Now you see where the connection comes from, which was a modeling agency I was with on or before a teenage age. So I know Fumi the seller, but she may not remember me because we were the children. They were the younger girls in their
Oh
teen.
wow.
you know. But I write her the last time she
Mm.
said, so I told her, hey, Fumi, I remember when you won this competition. After that, another lady won. Her name is Allison. Do you know if
Okay.
they watch the old, what's it called? Uh, Cochrane, is it Cochrane Dawn or Village Headmaster? I don't know if you know about the old Village Headmaster. You will
I've
see
heard of those things. I heard of those series, but I didn't. I wasn't.
it.
I don't think I. Then when they were showing it, I was.
You were
I
not of
know what they were.
there
I
is
was
a
still very
lady
young then.
there is a lady who is called Ibidu Allison. She was a top actress and she was in
What's her name?
broadcasting. Ibidu Allison, that's her name.
Bidu
Her daughter,
Allison. Bidu
no, her
Allison.
daughter, her name is Allison. She
Okay, our daughter's name is Allison. Okay.
She was the first ever supermodel that was crowned. She was the one that crowned Fumi. And they always refer to them as Allison, Queen of Models.
Okay.
Then Fumi became Queen of Models. But before Fawaz got people in pictures, she was with Silverbird as Miss Ogun, Miss
Okay.
Universe.
Continue.
All right, I will let you finish up the program, but that's just a
Hey,
brief
okay,
history.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I just want to do speak something. If it takes. It's my own. Sorry, I'm with you. You can just
It's
round
okay.
up.
It's okay. I understand that.
I'm still here.
All right. So
I just want to do something.
it's
Okay,
not
it's not a long history though. I'm enjoying the history, but the truth of the matter is, Silverbird at this point, there's a lot of things that they need to work on because we can't
exactly
be repeating the same cycle. Even what happened last year, we're thinking that at least there's going to be a change, but I don't know at this point if we're going to ever have that change again.
that organization has been there for a very long time, not to be able to have uh, produced the best girls in the world. But the talent is there, every other thing is there, but they stop scouting for the girls. What they need to, just like now, they need to start scouting for who it's going to represent for next year. So they give that individual a proper grooming. You know, yesterday I was speaking with, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to say
Yeah.
it on the show until she comes on your show. I was speaking to one of the contestants. I was saying, okay, you still want to go for the Miss World pageant? She said, yes. I said, if you have to go for Miss World, you have to start preparing now, not a fire brigade preparation, because you don't even have a charity work that is strong enough to go for a Miss World international pageant. You need to, from now, submit your papers and say,
Exactly.
and tell the organization, I'm preparing for Miss World. I want to represent this state. So it gives me an ample opportunity to be able to prepare my costumes in line with the state and all that. Be transparent about it because if you do not do that now, you are not going to win it. It's early preparation. Do you see what Olivia Yese said? She started preparing for this Miss Universe.
At all.
Immediately, she dropped her, for the past 3 years, she dropped her Miss Continental crown for Miss World. So, how do you expect somebody who has prepared for something for 3 years compared to somebody who is preparing for 6 months or 4 months? It's not
So
the
long.
same preparation. Anyway, thank you for having me on your show.
Because
Allegedly,
she had it all mapped out.
everything said about
Mm.
Silverberg, allegedly, for the purpose of your show. But I was there, live and direct. It wasn't what they told me. It wasn't what they told me. I still modeled in 20 whatever for New York for Fawaz when she was doing her charity work. When she was raising her banner of love,
Mm.
she was able to invite some people that modeled for her in New York before she finally died some years after. May her soul rest in peace. You know, so
Amen.
we
Amen.
know we know Silverberg struggle.
Amen.
from Ben Bruce allegedly taking it away from Angela Onyedo. It was Angela Onyedo's dream. It wasn't Ben Bruce's dream. And all that with Silverbird. And we expected that he was going to treat these girls better and treat the organization better. But he's not doing that. He's not doing that. So nobody should say, oh, a blogger spoke against one African girl and all that. We saw even in Zimbabwe and all that. We see what is even going on in the high and mighty South Africa. What is going on in their party? They crowned a Miss South Africa who is not representing an organization for a franchise holder. It's not sending their girl for an international pageant. Rather, they appointed a different organization. It's all broken. Even Miss USA, they handed over to a new organization, and those new franchise holders were able to crown a girl who they're sending out. So what is going on with those people? You know?
I don't know. I don't know at this point. It's so painful.
Passion is what I have loved. It's not an.
I don't know what is happening because at this point
I'm upset about the whole situation because it's something I have a love for and a passion for, and it's annoying when you see that the people you expect to have been up to a certain standard in a particular field, they are not up to par. They can't even dress their own girl. They can't even get sponsorship from their own. Let me tell you the people that sponsored Silverbird on a final note before. Avon sponsored Silverbird before. Avon, Smartized Cosmetics, Sterling Products, Sterling Health, Pharmaceutical, Jarino Jurade, Balkan Bulgaria's Airline, Nigerian Airways. All those people were their sponsors before. Where are those people now?
I don't know where the sports sponsors are, but I feel like they can't be recycling the same.
Those were their sponsors.
They can use somebody else. They can't be recycling the same sponsors.
You know, where are those sponsors now? Sterling Products. Sterling Products is still there. They produce Panadol. Sterling Products bought over Beecham. They are the ones that produce Panadol. They're still there, the pharmaceutical company. Smartized Cosmetics, Ultra Sports, which is Johnson Products. You know, all those products are still there. But they're not getting those sponsors. Why? Anyway, let somebody else. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Thank you so much for the extensive, detailed, the explanation of all that's happened or all that happened in the pageant world and what's happening currently. I wish that we have more persons to join the show and also air their opinion.
The truth is that
you've done a good job. Thank you so much for doing it.
Yeah, we hope the likes of Brigitte or Bridget, or what does she say she's representing Silverbird for, and Anthony and all of them that said they are Silverbird representatives.
She's the coordinator too.
Exactly. I hope they will be able to listen to this and know what the truth is and know how to groom these girls. And they should be able to send these girls to the international level to be able to learn. And then the entire African continent should be able to learn from the Latino world and the US world how beauty pageants and pageant platforms are being run. They are going about it wrongly, and they should stop talking about discrimination. Nobody's discriminating against them. They are not preparing enough to be part for it. They're not, and that's my conclusion. I wish the girls good luck, and the pageant let the best girl win, and I think the winner is going to be who is going to sell Nawak's product. Because if you go on YouTube now, you're going to see almost an 8-hour program of he receiving the girls on the red carpet. Have you seen that? Maybe you haven't. If you go on YouTube now,
I saw it. I saw it. I saw him with Miss Universe Thailand on stage.
Exactly. So all the girls are now bringing what's it called? Like the pageant. This is how it works. You see the way Onyinyechi traveled, right? She was supposed to take a gift. She was supposed to take a gift. They do that in Miss World. A gift that she's supposed to take is from maybe the Art Museum or the Museum of Lagos or the Museum of Nigeria, or something tangible from the country. that you are supposed to present to the international organization as a gift from your franchise holder and your country. Those those artistic gifts are supposed to be auctioned,
Okay, okay.
but people don't know that in pageants. Those
I think
gifts,
were they not told that they're supposed to send, take gifts along? They would
it's
have
a
been, they would
rule.
have, informed them.
That's exactly what I'm saying. If you're putting Brigitte, or you're putting Juliet, or you're putting Anthony there, it's not of Guy Bruce to do that. It's of them to tell the girl, take this gift. If you go there, present it to the Miss Universe International Organization on behalf of your
Exactly.
local franchise holder, on behalf of your country or your nation. We present this artistic terracotta from Benin for the organization to auction it and raise money for charity. And that is what
Exactly.
you see that they are presenting on those red carpets. Gifts, paintings, artistic, something of a high value from your country to promote your nation and to promote your organization. They're not doing it. I didn't even see Chidinma do it after the lobby. I didn't see none of them do it. So these people don't know anything about pageants, but they're watching other countries present those gifts and artifacts to the international organization. Why are they complaining? Why are they complaining? They're
I
not
think
doing
they
the
should,
right.
they just
I
we
thank you.
just need to be informed.
Yeah.
Just
No,
to
they
be
are
informed.
informed. I don't know what, because they don't know their right from their left. They don't know the
Yes, there's a lot
original
of things that they need to
rudiment,
work on.
the foundation of the pageant. They don't know it. Even if Nawat does not openly come to accept those gifts, that is what opens your door for you as a pageant. Like, you arrive, you stay in the hotel, you take the gift, you go to the door of the organization and knock and say, hey, I'm here on behalf of my country. I've arrived. I'm here on behalf of my nation, on behalf of my national director. My national director has said, I present this. You present that to them in their office, and they will give you camera coverage for it.
Exactly.
But they're not doing it. So why are they complaining? Abby, um, my lunch got burnt speaking with you. You know that time I went up, I went to the kitchen to check my food. My lunch got burnt for my passion of
Oh, sorry, sorry.
the pageant. So no, he's already, I turned off the gas already. Have a great day. I will remain until you close the show now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Xavier. Thank you. I really appreciate you, the time and your effort and everything. Thank you so much for explaining and giving us more information on this particular topic. And I quite agree with you. And I just
Yeah,
hope and pray that they
and
listen, okay, and they take advice
thank you for the great work you're
from
doing,
the. You are the
because
professional. You are the.
thanks for the great
Thank
work
you.
you do now. Bye.
Thank you. At least Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate.
You're welcome.
At least for people like you that always give us information, always come on the show to support. That's what actually gives me the courage to also, to continue what I'm doing.
Even Miss Criticizer, I go to her page and
Yes, it's doing amazing as well.
yeah, I go
She's
to
doing
her page
amazing.
because you people are doing a great job promoting this stuff for these girls. Like, and you are
Definitely.
blunt and you're standing your opinion. She is blunt and she's standing her opinion, telling the truth
Yes.
the way it's supposed to be. But for people who
Yes.
don't understand that this is a
They came for us.
business,
They came for us in Miss Grand. Like we're like we're not we're now we're too harsh on the African countries. Let me just use
yeah,
the word. Yeah.
you know by now,
They said we're too harsh and all that. So
these franchise soul holders are supposed to be sending you and sending her to cover this project. You see, all those boys like Luis Petolis and all these other Filipino boys, they give them free tickets to go cover those things. Right now, the boys had mentioned, as I had it on YouTube, they stopped them from going to meet the girls at the airport. They said, wait for them at the Miss Universe camp, because they were going to get the coverages of the arrivals of these girls even at the airport. So the airport authority is saying it's too much. They need to stop. They are supposed to be, the likes of Silverbird is supposed to be giving you, hey, Abby, you're a pageant blogger. We are sending you to give us comprehensive coverage for our girl in camp. Miss
silver
Criticizer,
bed care.
no,
Hmm.
for,
They've
for
not
that
even finished
girl,
doing their own. they're not even, they have the platform, they have the television, they have, you know, the whole, the equipment and everything to push their candidate. They're not doing it. Is it we that are talking, you know, that have criticized them? They will not, I don't think they want to choose persons like us, because we are always criticizing them. So they will not want to use, you know, they don't want to, they will not want to engage our services, because they know we are going to, you know, we're not on their side. So
Exactly.
I don't think they want to talk to people like us.
They are supposed to send you people on sponsorships to give them accurate coverage of their
Exactly.
own girls. That is how all the, do you know how many of these boys, not even ladies, do you know it's the boys from Thailand, from Louis and all those people who are traveling to all those pageants, India, all those countries, Thailand, Singapore, USA,
Yeah.
taking this pageant.
Louis is always
Vloggers like
traveling.
you.
Louis is always traveling from Miss Global to this to that, and he's really, really, he's always traveling, and I think he's doing very, very well. And I think
It's
it's the
the
type of, it's the kind of promotions they give them over there. Over
ex,
here in Africa,
exact.
they don't regard us as anything. They just look at us.
Anyway,
They don't regard me like anything. They just look at, oh, let her be.
I feel bad about it when
Anyway,
you know, it's just natural, but it's annoying because I wish I had the money. This is a business that I know in and out. This is a business I know in and out, from the grooming to everything of the girls. I've groomed girls for pageants. When I
yeah,
returned,
yeah.
uh, after some brief studies in London, when I returned to serve for the nation for 1 year, I organized a pageant in Kwara. I groomed the girls in Kwara, the Miss Tourism Kwara. I groomed them. Anyway,
Oh, I see. You had a pageant back in Kwara.
no. I just groomed some girls for NYSC and all
For
those things.
pageant,
And,
okay, okay.
and then she won
Yeah, that's what
pageants.
you've been doing now. You groom the ladies for content, and you know you have the experience, and you've been doing a good job so far. I hope, I just pray that, you know, they recognize your services, and give you, you know engage your services for you to be able to work with the creative team of Silverbird. I think that way, I think a lot of things will change. You know, if you come into the system.
Silverbird wouldn't give me that
That's what I'm
because
saying now, because
because
they know
I'm
that we're not on their side.
exactly. I tell them the truth. If Yemi Fawaz did not die, may her soul rest in peace, maybe I would have spoken to Fawaz and said, hey, listen, change people in pictures so people in pictures international pageant, and then let's see what pageants we can get on the international level. It's different. I was speaking with Ibn Abbas Habarazima at a time, but I think Ibn Abbas
Yeah.
was disappointed because, I was trying to send Lucy Love to go do Miss Earth, and she went back to do Miss
Oh,
Universe
Sendu is
again.
here. Sendu, thank you for the comment.
All right, then.
Okay.
Have a great day now.
Yeah. No. You can continue. Sorry, I was trying to acknowledge one of my subscribers sent you.
Oh, okay.
He said he's loving the conversation. If
Oh,
you're loving the conversation, you can join as well.
after my talking, please call in and contribute. So after Lucy Love disappointed me, there is after I spoke to Ibn Abbas Faberazima, hey, I have a candidate I want to send to you. Ibn Abbas said, okay, send me the candidate. Let's evaluate and see what was going to go on. And I felt it kind of broke my trust with Faberazima, because Faberazima had gone to see that, oh, she took part in Miss Universe, Miss World Nigeria, and took part in Miss Universe Nigeria, and I was trying to groom her to go for Miss Earth, and I was disappointed in her outlook about the whole thing. Now I cannot say, tell
Yeah.
cannot tell Miss Earth, I have a candidate I'm going to send to you, because Ibn Abba is going to feel, oh, you're sending me another candidate. You told me you were going to send me a candidate before, and you didn't send me a candidate. You know. So
Yes. I remember that story. Yeah, you said it. You said so when Lucille, after her Miss World Nigeria journey.
yes, after the first Miss World and then Miss Universe, and I saw the talent. I said, okay, since you have a talent, And then Miss Earth does not pay attention on beauty. You have the energy, your intelligence. It's based on what you can do. Uh, Groom
Yes,
yourself for Miss Earth. I'm going to speak to Ibinabo Faberetima. I left a message for Ibinabo. I called Ibinabo. I told her, hey, I have a candidate I'm considering for Miss Earth, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, this girl didn't tell me. She turned around. Even when Silverbird had dropped her off and put
she
her
didn't turn up. Maybe probably doesn't want to help.
on the second list candidate. And even on or before that, Miss Cham has approached her to say, hey, we want you to come on the show. We want you to join Miss Cham. She also turned them down. Miss Cham became disappointed as well. You know, now it can be told allegedly.
Yeah.
People cannot speak about it, but now I can speak about it. But I'm glad she's doing well. She has her hair product and her whatever, because people don't know the story. I don't want tomorrow for somebody to say, oh, he promised he was going to send us a candidate and he didn't send us a candidate. That's why we're no longer listening to him.
Yeah,
But
it's true.
if you're telling somebody, listen, your body type, your brain type, your beauty type is for this kind of pageant, not for this kind of pageant you're interested in. That is where the girls are missing it. Oh, I want to go for Miss Universe. I want to go for Miss World. But you're not a candidate for that pageant. You need to have the prototype to be
It's
in
like
a
you don't fit into the prototype.
You have to
Yes.
you have to have a body, a prototype to be in a certain pageant. If you
Exactly.
you don't physically fit into a certain pageant, if you go to that pageant, you are wasting your time because you don't have what it
Yes.
takes to be in that pageant.
I've said it before. I've said it countless times here. If you don't fit into a pageant, don't go for that pageant. You waste your money, your time, and your effort for nothing.
You know, there are pageants like Miss United Nations, Miss. There are lots of pageants that requires your brain that you can go to. If you are the brilliant type and you have a good charity work, go for those pageants. And the United Nations will check you up and you start working for. Look at that girl that was runner up for Miss World. Is it Miss Botswana or Miss whatever that she is? She's now an ambassador for for United Nations. The lawyer. She's a good ambassador. I left her a message.
She's a minister or so. I think that she was appointed a minister.
Yes, in our country for you.
Country.
I left her a message yesterday, and she replied back to me. I told her you're doing good, and she replied back. She personally replied back to me, not a handler. She replied back to me.
I see. That was last year. Now, last year Miss Botswana.
So this is like a lady that has this platform with this Chinese organization. She's supposed to do very well in contests like Miss United Nations or other contests that is not Miss Universe. She's not a Miss Universe prototype. Look at how this girl is looking in that white suit, catwalking. She doesn't have what it takes.
Like she looked kind of, I don't know, among the other candidates. Well, it's what she just looks. No. I don't know if it's hype.
Let's call a spade a spade. She doesn't look well in that suit. She doesn't look well in that white jumpsuit.
Yeah, the suit wasn't well fitted. It wasn't well fitted. Not the departure outfit was okay. The arrival outfit, I don't think it was well suited for her because of the down part was just flappy. You know, it was flappy. It didn't fit her. It didn't fit her shape. You know.
I sent in dresses to that girl. To whatever.
A lot of boxes. We had about 10 boxes. Abi, was it 10 boxes? I don't know the clothes she's gonna wear.
She had 10 boxes. Okay. There are contestants. I'm not going to mention the countries. They have 17 boxes, 20 boxes. Do you know? In
talking about 10, just 10, and I'm like, wow.
10 is not enough for a Miss Universe pageant because these girls can change 3 times a day. Do you know in 1997, when Susan Hart went for Miss Universe, she stayed in the hotel because she didn't have clothing to wear. She stayed in the hotel. Susan Hart, Miss Universe, Miss World, 1997. She didn't. She took maybe only 3 suitcases. She could not attend all the functions because she had nothing to wear.
Oh.
She stayed in the
That's
hotel.
sad. That's sad.
That's to tell you how terrible Silverbird is. This is not
Oh, it
allegedly.
was under Silver Bed. Oh no.
Yes,
That's
1997, Miss Universe, Susan Hart. She didn't have something to wear. She didn't have something to wear. They were going on occasions to wear all her clothes. You know,
they would
that's the
have given her
same.
money to buy and go for shopping over there. Now she would have been able to go for shopping now.
Okay, listen, it's the same story.
And
It's,
I want to there's
it's,
something else. I think that these girls should travel with a chaperone from Nigeria. They ought to travel with someone from Nigeria that will help them out to do things. I see that they travel alone,
I'm going to
but that's
ask.
not the case.
After now, I'm going to ask Juliet because she posted some things on her. I'm going to ask Juliet if she was going to go to Thailand. I've not asked her.
Okay.
I left her a message.
Let's-
I commented on her stuff and she replied back to me. But I've not asked her. Like last year when I asked her, "Are you going to go to?" Remember, I told you that privately. Are you going to go to for Miss Universe? And she
Mexico.
told me that Mexico, and she told me that Guy was there. So I'm going to ask
Oh.
Juliet. To ask, remember I told you that I said Guy is there. Don't worry, that God, because Juliet told me. I'm going to ask Juliet if she can go to Thailand. She posted one or two things, but I've not really asked
Because
her.
at least
There is this girl from this
okay.
country. I don't know what country that is complaining about Miss Tourism. Is it Miss Grant being rigged? What's the name of that girl? I don't know her country again. She's from Europe, Eastern Europe, complaining. There's this girl from the European country. Do you know now that they showed her on 3 occasions where she repeated the same dress? That did you not see that blog that this girl is complaining? But while at the camp, she wore the same dress on. She wore some dresses on 2-3 occasions the same time. How can you go for an international pageant and you're repeating dresses? Ask me, and you want to win.
They're not prepared now. You're not prepared.
Okay.
Even Nigeria that went with almost 100 dresses. Yet she didn't.
Well, let's see how it goes. I wish
Anyway, that's valid. It's not good to change to repeat dresses. It's not good at all. It shows that you're not ready, you're not prepared, for the competition.
That is why they need sponsors. That is why they need sponsors. That is why they need sponsors. And for them to be able to get sponsors, is the franchise holder, the national franchise holder, that is supposed to do those lobbying for them. The more commercials they get, the more sponsors they get.
Yes. And I want to know the job of the sponsors. Why is it that after the pageant they stop, they stop the sponsorship? They don't even support this girl till for some competitions.
No,
Why?
That's where you're wrong. The job of the sponsors, they don't stop sponsorship. It's based on what contracts the sponsor is based. For example, if Lush is sponsoring, Lush is going to tell you all the hair the girl is going to use. We are going to supply a $1,000 worth of hair. So if that is going to be 20 different kind of hair, Lush is going to give out 20 different kind of hair. But at the same time, Lush is expecting that of those 20 different types of hair, she has to shoot 10 commercials for the television for Lush. So why exactly? Why you are not saying that is based on the kind of commercials, on the contracts they are having. So if let's say I'm going to give you 1,000 hair, what $1,000, and you as an organization is saying we would prefer you give us $500 and then or 500,000 and let the commercial be 500,000, then you don't see it. If they are going for the money instead of the item. So Gucci will not want to sponsor you, or Carolina Herrera will not want to sponsor you when you want the money. What Carolina Herrera or Gucci will give to you is, we are going to give you 10 Gucci bags because you have to come out on your social media to promote it. We are going to give you 10 Gucci dresses. worth $1 million.
Yeah.
We are going to give you, Carolina area will give you 10 different couture, and we want you to wear the dress for finals. We want you to wear our dress for preliminaries. If you agree, then you sign for it. So the organization themselves are not spending any cash out of pocket because they have people giving
Yeah.
them free shoes when they need it, the free bag, the jewelries, the dresses,
Exactly.
not the everyday dresses, but the dresses and the outfits you use when it matters, to be able to take those pictures and promote them. They're not giving you monetary cash, but they're giving you the things that money is supposed to buy, which is better off. So you might be low on cash, but you have the right clothing. You might be low on whatever,
Exactly.
but you have the right shoes, you have the right jewelry, you have the right makeup. You know, that's how it works.
Exactly.
Then any supposed to use is supposed to be based on the cash that your franchise holder has promised you. That's what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
But
But that means the contract ends
giving
with
them whatever. What Silverbird is supposed to
pageant.
send a letter to. Okay, exactly. Like Silverbird, for example, you know, Silverbird is supposed to partner with Shoma Good Hair, for example, partner with Jimmy
Yes.
Kings or Collectibles. Collectibles will give them
Or maybe
clothes.
yes,
Shoma Good Hair will give them
AD or
hair. Lush will give them
yeah.
hair.
Beauty by AD will supply them makeup, foundation, and all the rest. Are you there? I think it's network. I think we lost your signal.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
I've said my part.
Yeah.
Silverbird partner with all these people.
Yeah. Yeah. We're really enjoying your conversation.
Yeah,
My
because if we
subscribers
begin to
are
talk
enjoying
about
your
it tomorrow,
conversation.
it's
Okay.
gonna take take a lot of hours. Let's other
We can't
people,
exhaust
you know.
it on in one day.
Yeah, you know. All right, cut me off now, okay? Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. You can go offline now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate
I'm
you.
trying to do that, but
And
it's not giving me. So you take me offline.
oh, really? Okay. Oh, what do I do now? Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, you have gone offline. All right. Okay, let me see. Kick from studio. Is it kick from studio or ban from? No, not kick. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, Mr. Dave, are you still with us or you've left the studio? Okay, he has left. He's no longer here. All right. So thank you so much. I really really appreciate that lengthy conversation we had about Nigeria's preparations for Miss Universe. Also, you gave us history on Silverbird and how the beauty queen in beauty industry works. So I hope that they listen, like you said. I hope they listen and they implement all that you talked about. All right. So the conversation is all about our preparations for Miss Universe and also the African countries as well, how far they've gone. And you guys know that today the competition has begun officially and in Thailand. So we are just talking about the African countries, what has been happening so far with them in terms of preparations and also Nigeria's departure outfit and every other thing, how prepared she is. And also we also talked about the issue of pageant bloggers attacking African queens because of the fact that they are over sabi. Okay, so let me read some of your comments. St. Lou said, "I'm sincerely loving this conversation. Like seriously, I understand. I know you're loving the conversation." He said Miss Universe Latina was crowned from a reality TV show called Latina L Reality. Latina candidates living in the USA competed in it and Yamalex Hernandez won. She apparently representing the Latin community living in the US. Okay, now I understand because yes, Mr. Xavier also expatiated on it and said that there are some communities that are not participating in Miss Universe. So she's there to represent them. Okay, so I think that I've understood all that that you said. I now understand better why they have Miss Latina America, because I was not like, why do they have a separate candidate when they have Latin countries participating? But I now understand why she has to participate. So I think at this point, African countries should also have their own Miss Africa Universe. I be Miss Universe Africa. I be Miss Africa Universe. Anyone. So I think we should start getting up to having our own Miss Universe Africa. All right. So okay. Onyaga Blessing Amaka said, "Wow, I just pray they collect the franchise from Silverbird. I don't know. Definitely, that is what we are praying for. So we don't know who will do that or when, but we think that very soon it will materialize. But at the same time, I think that whoever is going to take over the franchise, they need to be ready. Onyagba, okay, Mr. Xavier said, Onyagba, I think we have responded to some of, okay, so of my comments before. Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing Onyagba Blessing Amaka. Hmm. This first time I'm seeing her on my channel though. This first time I'm seeing her. So I don't think she has commented before. You're welcome, Blessing Amaka. You are my namesake. Oh. All right. So you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So please subscribe. If you're here, you've not liked the live stream, like, share, and subscribe. Okay. If you want to join in the conversation, the link has been posted on the screen. It's even on the chat box as well. So you can click on the link and join us. Okay. You can click on the link and join us. Was offline before. I'm back now. So please join on the link, click on the link rather. Click on the link and join if you want to participate in the conversation. But at the same time, I feel like we need to do better in terms of choosing our reps. We need to do better in terms of supporting our representatives. Like Mr. Xavier was saying, he's not going to vote because he feels like Nigeria is not didn't choose the right candidate. But I still feel like we need to vote. Okay, we just need to vote. We can't go back to the past. We've already had a rep. She has been chosen already, so we just have to do the needful and pray that a miracle happens in Thailand. But at the same time, I feel like they need to appoint, or better still choose, a prototype that suits what Miss World is looking for. And Yechi on this on her end, she's not a she more or less like doesn't function prototype, but at least she's very intelligent, and I think she can also pull some strings in terms of communication skills and all that. I just hope that she has done her homework very well. And it's just, for me personally, it's too early to judge because she just arrived today, and subsequently we'll be able to evaluate her performance in Miss Universe throughout the whole competitions. Okay. And I can't say much for now about her until I see what she has done so far in Thailand. Based on the preliminary competition, based on other sub competitions as well. I also want to take my time to study her and observe her. And I would say there are so many other African countries that I wanted to mention. Miss Congo too. Like before, Mr. Xavier came on stage, I was talking about Miss Congo, how she has gone round to Thailand. She visited some schools in Thailand. She's donating money to schools in Thailand. She's doing a lot, and I'm like, is that part of her scope as Miss Universe Congo? So I don't know if they are meant to do that, but I feel like you owe your country that obligation. You're there for a competition. You're supposed to be donating um, money and all that to schools in Thailand. But anyway, I don't know about that. I think she needs to. I think she must have gotten the the permission from our organization to do that. Then also, I think another country that I feel like is really, really growing on me is Miss Zimbabwe. She's very beautiful. She's one candidate that we should look out for as well. She's really, really standing out. I think Zimbabwe this time around they chose another strong candidate. You guys remember that Zimbabwe placed last year. What's her name again? Sakile. She placed alongside with Chidinma. So I believe that this year they have a very strong representative as well. I think she will do very well. Zimbabwe will do very well. She might place, So there are so many other African countries this year that I feel like I just want to, observe, take my time to observe and, see how far they have prepared. All right. So I'm not going to take much of your time. This is 1 hour 49 minutes. We have gone so far today, like seriously. But I really, really enjoyed the conversation, and I hope we get to do this during the week. Okay. So yes, we have a lot on our hands, and let's see what happens. At least before weekend, I should come on live again. If there's any other, topic and any other information or updates, I would come on live and give you guys the update. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. And for those of you that are coming in, you can rewatch the live stream. Okay, you can rewatch and comment down below your thoughts and your opinion on this particular issue. All right, so that's so much. I really appreciate you all, and I'll see you all later in the week. Good night, everybody. Bye. Good night, guys. I just remember that I did not put it off. I was just trying to end the live stream. I clicked on another button.